Good morning. My name is Katinka. I'm the seamstress at the cottage and welcome back. Today is Friday Sews. Friday Sews is a hashtag that was started by Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room, and I love how it brought the sewing community together. If you go and click on that hashtag, you will find some amazing people that's taking part. So what you do at the Friday Sews is you talk about what you finished and maybe show some acquisitions or things that you're busy with and maybe some live updates. So I will be doing all of that today. First thing, I finished my top. It is view B, and I did not have the little strings that's hanging down, and I love it. But I've worn it nonstop since I finished it, and I've realized that a tunic that goes just over my knees is not something I'm going to wear that often. I'll put in photos at the end. I don't particularly like how it looks, but it is comfortable. So what I want to do is to make it shorter and to turn it into a shirt rather than a tunic that I can wear with tights. I think I will have more wear out of it if it's a shirt that I can wear with jeans or with other pairs of pants, because that is what I need in my wardrobe at this moment. This pattern, Simplicity S9744, is a really nice pattern. I hate it when my things don't fit on my shoulder. And this is a raglan, so it actually fits really nicely over here. And the pattern is quite straightforward. I also like that it has the pleat in the front, because like most people over 50, most women, or the unlucky ones, I have a bit of a tummy and it's not like I want to show it to the world. So this hides it quite nicely. The pattern instructions didn't always make sense. I didn't like that much. But overall, I would advise you to get this pattern and to make it if this is something that you are interested in. I also like the collar. I could never understand why people wear collars, but I've realized if it's gold, a collar is actually so nice. Then I finally finished my petticoats. I know I've talked about these since forever and a day. I made a short one and a long one, and they are very plain and simple. I love making it out of stretch mesh because even though it looks see-through, it still gives quite a covering underneath things, but it also makes that in winter your clothes don't climb up on your stockings, which is quite important. So I gave it a little V-neck in the front, and then I just let the straps go to the back, and I just use lip elastic right around, and I use a straight stitch which I pulled while I sewed it at the bottom for the hem. I made a short one like this, and then I've made a longer one that gets to about calf length, and it's got a V on both sides, but the back have a seam. So that is what I've been making. Whoops, works in progress. Oh, I also finished a pair of socks, but they have gone to their new owner already, but I'll insert some photos and some video of that now. So I made this pair of scrappy socks for a friend of mine. This grey, the heels and the toes, and also the stripes in between was one bowl. Then I had a little bit of that and a little bit of that. And then I had one with those colors in it. And so I just repeated that. And then I had one with just the plain blue. But look at this. I am really happy with this. I don't have sock blockers. I did wash them. So they look a bit funny. But they will be perfect when you have it on. And she's going to be really happy with them. But I have been busy with a pair of socks. I had this in my stash. It wasn't enough for a pair of socks, but it's enough for cuffs, heels, and toes. I got some yarn, which I will talk about in a bit. I've also been busy with these. I finished one. It's just a pattern that I found on Pinterest. It was basically just a picture and I've just been knitting on it. I love it. I've been making it out of Let Lopi yarn. So what I like about Let Lopi, it's just a single strand. It's kind of unspun a little bit, but this yarn is extremely warm and really durable and also almost waterproof. So that is very nice for mittens. And the second mitten is this far. So I still have a while to go, but I'm getting there and I'm really loving the process. That has been all the things that I've been working on since I saw you last for Friday Sew, which has been quite a while ago. So I went looking for sock yarn. My sock yarn is almost finished. I got one skein, which I don't want to use yet because it is just too beautiful. And I found it when I was in Somerset. So there's no way I can replace it. So what I did is I went to JOAnns. Oh my gosh, JOAnns. I suddenly understand everybody's obsession with JOAnns. You can find anything. Today I was there and I was speaking to my friend. I met her, she was there as well. And so we were chatting and stuff. And I said to her, it's so interesting how you can find anything. In South Africa, if I'm lucky, I can get maybe one or two things. And for the rest, I have to look around and maybe improvise. You struggle to get stuff. Yeah, you walk into one shop and everything is there. Even sock yarn. You know how difficult it is to get sock yarn in South Africa. Anyway, I found some Platons crocky socks. So, is it crocky? Oh, sometimes my dyslexia comes in the way. Yes, it's crocky socks. So I got this greenish one, which I really think it's beautiful. And I got the brown, which I thought maybe you can connect it for cuffs, heels, and toes. Or maybe I will just do the one and do the other one. Or maybe I'll do a hat in this one because these are also nice for hats. I'll decide. And then I got this one because I had some of this pink yarn left over. When I was in England, I made a friend a pair of mittens out of this. So there's not enough for a pair of socks, but I can do the cuffs, heels, and toes with the purple. And then I've got this one that I can do the sock with. So I'm busy with a pair of socks on there. And I'm chuffed with this. That is such a nice thing to have in my stash. Then, while I was at JOAnns, there was some fabric that I found in the sale section. I found this little piece of linen. It's about a yard. It is beautiful. I just washed it, and I love how they've used black, looks like wool almost, to just do these squares. And I think I'm just going to make a plain top out of this. I'm still deciding because I just think it's so beautiful. And for summer, I think this could be really nice in my wardrobe. Then I found this. It's a viscose and rayon mix. It looks like it. And it is just a check. And I think it is exquisite. There were about 5 meters left, or yards, a bit more than 5 yards left. So it's 5 meters. And I just got everything because there would have been just a remnant left after I asked for 4 yards. And the lady actually said, because there's a remnant left, you can have that last part for half the price. So it was actually a really good deal. And I want a dress. I want a big flowy dress in this. It needs to be big and flowy. I'll show you when I get there. And then my friend is terrible at buying clothes for herself. She just doesn't do it. And then she wears stuff that she hates and she's always complaining because they're too short or to this or to that. So I've been keeping my eyes open. So the other day I went to Goodwill and they had this piece of fabric, 3 yards of it. It's a brushed polyester and it is so nice for winter. Look at the stretch. And it was $3 for this whole piece. So of course I had to grab it and she just loves it. So I've taken one of her tops that she does love. Last year they were in a freak accident. The whole family went on a trip and in a camper van, and the camper van caught fire. Nobody got hurt, but everything was lost. And so all her favorite clothes, of course, went with her on the trip. And so since then, she's just not bought herself some clothes. So I'm going to remedy that and make her some tops. So this was the one piece I found for her. And then I found this piece of rayon, and it is just too beautiful. I love how it drapes. And I'm going to make another top out of this. And then I've got another piece that she had in her fabric stash. She thought at one stage she might like to sew, but she's never started. So she had some fabric, and I'll make a top for her in that as well. So that will add 3 tops to her wardrobe, and I'm sure she will appreciate that. And then at the moment, JOAnn has a pattern sale on. So a while ago, I found some simplicity patterns, which I really were excited about. But I saw there was this sale coming. So lovely with Grace. She's so cool. In her community post, she always reminds everybody about the JOAnn sales. Thank you, Grace. I appreciate it. So, of course, I went online and I checked out what I wanted to add to my collection. I don't particularly like to buy patterns, but there were some patterns that I've been looking at for years. And I thought, now is the chance. At $2 a pattern, it's worth it. The first one is this top. I am looking for a plain t-shirt that will hide my tummy, but that's comfortable and that's versatile. So I think this one, McCalls 7975, is actually a very nice one, and it fit the bill for what I needed. The next one is this one. But look at this. I have been watching this pattern online on Pinterest. It is McCalls 7742. Any place that I've seen it, I've been excited about it. So when I saw that it was on sale, of course, I had to get it. Back to the t-shirts and tops. There's this one. I hate the velvet, but A and B could make a very nice top in a stretch cotton lycra or a cotton knit. It's McCalls 8025. Then I also got McCalls 7974. I've got this pattern, but I've got it at a smaller size. I couldn't find it in my size when I bought it in England, so I was just going to size it up. But why reinvent the wheel? If I can find it in my size, I'm just going to buy my size and make it, because upgrading a pattern is a lot of work, and I don't feel like investing so much time in that. This is more a stretch fabric, and I love that little part over there, this blue one. I would love to make that blue. I actually think I need to keep my eyes open for fabric like that, and then just give it a sleeve. I would love a dress like that, or even with the sleeve that the lady is wearing. This one is McCalls 7381. Then I found this one, McCalls 6960. And I love the one she's wearing. I think it's so pretty, because often I see it's open in the back, but I'll just make it a closed back. Often I have a soft piece of fabric that's almost see-through, and this way you can actually make it without worrying about see-throughness or anything like that. And this you can wear like a camisole under things and over things, and for summer I think this will be amazing. And then I made a dress last year out of a duvet cover, and I spoke about all the different patterns that you could use to actually adapt it and make your own. And this was one of the patterns. I'll link that one with a card at the top, and I'll put it in my description. This was one of the patterns. It's McCalls 7325. And I thought this would be a very good pattern to add to my collection, because I will wear a shirt like that, especially view D or view C. But I would also like another dress like that, because that dress I sold. Somebody loved it so much, and so I just sold it to her. And because I can always make new ones. Then hoodies are really easy. But again, if you can find a pattern, why make one? So I found this one, which I thought was really lovely, and I can see myself actually making quite a few. Then my one friend is a jumpsuit fanatic. Me too, but she's even worse than I am. So I got this one for her, because at $2 you can't skip that. And I will just send it to her in South Africa, and I know she will love it. This is McCalls 8165. The next one is 7969. I have this pattern. I love this pattern. I made it twice already, but it was in the smaller size, and I had to adjust it to fit me. So I would like it in a large and not a medium that I have to adjust. And then this is such a cute one. It's a milkmaid dress. I know there's some free patterns on Mood and everything, but I don't feel like printing out and putting it all together, the PDF patterns. So I got this because I want to make this one for my niece. I think she will look so lovely in this. McCalls 8359 is the milkmaid dress, and I think I will skip the slit in the front. But like I said, there's a free version on Mood Patterns that's almost exactly the same. So if you don't mind printing out the PDF patterns and sticking them together and cutting them out, then that is the way to go. Especially for those of you who don't have access to a JOAnns pattern collection. That's maybe an option. Lastly, it is McCalls 8090. And I love the red one. I just think it is so pretty. I think I need to make that. And I would love to make it maybe in a linen, a soft linen, like a handkerchief linen. Or I think it could also look really nice in a rayon. That is the last pattern. So that has been all my acquisitions. Then for this month, I have 2 collaborations coming up. The first one is with So Lovely with Grace. We're having a pajama party. So we're making pajamas. And then I'm doing one with Izzy Quilts with Izzy from Dizzy Quilts, and with Carol from So Carol. And we are doing a winter staple. out of our stash and from a pattern we already have. And I'm really excited about that as well. So I need to get my butt into gear and get some stuff done. I also needed some needles with a big hole. I'm now at that stage. I can still see the hole, but I can feel that it's starting to be more difficult. So I just got a packet of needles. And that has been everything that's happening in my life. I always love spending time with you, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe and put the bell on so you can be notified when I post. I will see you in the next video, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Goodbye.